on. And I appreciate each of you for coming this morning to hang out with us. I got something I want to share with you, some people I want to share with you that I think is really going to be something that's going to be a great addition to your trading. If not, I won't say a replacement, because all of us like to be in the market for ourselves, I think. But I think this is going to be a wonderful addition to your trading. We'll talk about that. So thank you, Shanae. I appreciate that. So I'm glad everybody has come. I know I opened up the doors to anybody who wanted to be a part, to be able to come and hang out with us. And I'm glad. I am recording it, so it'll go into email and whatever, and people can look at it later. But it's always good to be live in living color. It's good to be live and in living color. That way you can get your questions asked and answered and all the good things. So the market this week was bananas. Can somebody say bananas? Put some bananas in the chat. Bananas. Yesterday's price action was so dumb. And of course, I'm calling it dumb because I didn't make any money off it. Actually, I lost money yesterday, expecting price to hit the resistance it was supposed to hit and to come back. It did not. It did not come back. The market kept right on running and right on running and right on running. And then I put into the chat of my communities, trade with the trend. Another blaring reminder, Alyssa, trade with the trend. Trade with the trend. You can't wait. Well, I get okay. I'm not even going. Talk about going down the rabbit hole. I'm not even going down that rabbit hole. That was yesterday is gone. Yesterday is gone. And yes, Saida, you jumped in and got some stuff because it just would not quit. It went past 4,300. Like that was not a psychological number. Like that was not a place that it should stop and slow down or turn around. Nope. It just was like, shoot, we've got places to go today. And it's in the 43.18s, 43.20, 43.12. What in the foolishness? Where are you going today? Either way, we live and learn, and we live to trade another day. This is another reason. I'm just going to throw it out here. Then I'm going to turn this over to the people who are here to talk. It ain't me. It's another reason why you always have to watch your risk management. All right. You do not ever want to overload your trading to the point that if all this goes bad, you sitting there holding the bag. I've been there. I've done that more times than I want to share as a trading coach. I'm just telling you that proper risk management is important. Right? If you've got $1,000 to trade with, you really should only trade with one contract of SPX unless you have decided that this $1,000 is YOLO. Now, if you've decided that this $1,000 is all in, then go for it. But if you're trying to have money after this trade in case it goes bad, then you just want to trade one contract and do $500 instead of the whole $1,000, right? I always say, though, anytime you're trading, you need to be prepared to walk away from the money, especially in this market. Be prepared. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants to walk away from their money, but you need to always be prepared to walk away from the money because it's a possibility. It's a possibility. But that kind of leads me into the introduction of my friend, my newfound friend. You know what? The Lord is so good to me. He brings people into my world and the connection is just like, pew. It's like an immediate connection and it's weird. I can say now that it's weird. Jamie's on this call. Jamie's the guy who really helps me, manages educator to trader and does all the things. He is literally my right-hand man and the assistant. The other day I mentioned on the call that I was going to go so I could see, I was going to go to Wisconsin. So I could see Jamie because my husband going to go so we can see Jamie because we've never seen Jamie. And the person on the call was like, "You never met in person?" We've never met in person, but listen, I believe if Jamie got me 10 toes down, I believe, and if you don't come after Jamie, because I will go to blows. I'm not a fighter, but I will fight about Jamie. And I've never met Jamie in person. Jamie, you have to ask Jamie, can you see his face? He's real particular about that. But I feel like this happens, that sometimes there are connections that are made, and this is the way I feel about Dylan and his company. So Jamie definitely is the man. He's my buddy. Mi hermano. Yes, he's the man. So I'm gonna turn it over to Dylan. Dylan is on. Dylan is live and in living color. He's going to share with us. And Dylan, you have the podium. You're in charge of the con.
Awesome. Arlissa, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you good. Let me take myself off of being the pinned person so you can be it. There you go.
Fantastic. Well, Arlissa, first of all, I feel like I've been missing out on these phone calls, having just joined this one today. So thank you so much for bringing the energy. I'll try to keep it up. So we'll get right into it. Again, thanks so much for having us. We want to be respectful of everyone's time. My name is Dylan Del Rosso. I'm actually one of the 3 co-founders of PeakBot. We're an automated stock and options trading platform for the everyday person. And that's why we're here. And with me today, I have what I like to call the brains behind PeakBot. And maybe that'll be obvious as we exit this call. Ben. So I'll have Ben introduce himself quickly, and we can get into really what we wanted to discuss today and why we think there's some synergies here. And we're really just here to educate and inform on the access around automated trading and how we've made it easy and affordable. So I'll kick it to Ben really quick to give himself an introduction and maybe a little bit of background on PeakBot, and we can get into it. Arlissa, as long as that works for you, and interrupt us at any time. This is your show, okay?
Okay, works for me.
I'll kick it to Ben.
Thanks, Dylan. Arlissa, thanks again for having us on. And to echo Dylan's point, love the energy. I don't think we've had such an energetic intro on any show that we've been on before. So this is awesome. It's great to be here. Like Dylan said, I'm one of the 3 co-founders of PeakBot. He likes to call me the brain behind the business. I just make sure that the business is going in the right direction. Dylan's the cheery, friendly guy that's out there talking to everybody and making friends here. So Arlissa, happy to become friends with you. A little bit about me. I come from a professional background, professional services background. I am a licensed CPA, moved into consulting for the past few years of my career. Started PeakBot along with Dylan about 3 years ago. We beta tested these strategies for about 2 years, and we launched commercially a year ago. And PeakBot was really born out of my own personal need, being in professional services, not being able to monitor my positions in the market throughout the day. It was born out of my personal need to, desire to stay active in the market, and then need to be able to monitor my positions while being active in the market, while working, 9 to 6 every day in my day job. So Dylan, I don't know where you want to take it from there, but that was where PeakBot was born. Maybe we could get into like a little bit about how to get set up, or what were you thinking?
Yeah. No, that's perfect. Arlissa, as long as it works for you, I'd love to share my screen. I believe I should have the ability to do so. If not, I'll let you know. So I'll pull up this here. So let me know if you can all see my screen. Arlissa, maybe give me a thumbs up or something. Can you see the PeakBot screen here?
Yep, I can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. So first off, Ben, thank you for your intro. I come from the world of sales and marketing. So I handle that side of the business here, business development and these types of partnerships. There's a lot of synergy here. We found we scoped out Arlissa. We found her on TikTok. We were looking for anybody who's talking about option selling strategies. And we were like, if we can find somebody who's got an influence there, we need to talk to them and we need to get in front of their people, because we've automated what everybody else is doing manually. So what I want to show you is a couple of things. So this is our website, usepeakbot.com. Maybe Ben can put that in the chat. This is where you can find all of our information. So what's really important to know, fly over on PeakBot, okay? Automated trading for the retail trader, the everyday person. We've made it easy, affordable, and transparent, okay? So another huge thing for us is risk management, all right? As Ben mentioned, a lot of us don't have the fortune to stare at a stock chart all day. We're busy, we have jobs, we're traveling, families. whatever it might be. So we need something to take care of our positions while we can't watch. And that's really what this was born out of. So with PeakBot, a couple unique things here. We take well-known, relatively low-risk trading strategies, and we automate them. So our wheelhouse, stocks and options. All right, so we have equities bots. We like to call our algorithms bots. So we have equities trading bots as well as options trading bots. So the most popular is strategies like the wheel and the iron condor. So maybe those are familiar in this group. I know Arlissa has been sharing some of her trades she's been making with PeakBot. So we'll get into that and we'll show the platform here and really how easy it is to use. Another really important thing to know about PeakBot is we are the only platform. You guys don't have to quote us on that, but I can't find anybody else who shares a full list of all of our traders' results. So we're fully transparent. We have nothing to hide. We want people to come and try and poke holes in this, right? We say, hey, here's our algorithms, here's how they work, and here's the results. So that can be found on our website at usepeakbot.com. You can see results both for momentum and the wheel, our two most traded strategies. Another really important thing to know is we have watch lists, and this is not just available to subscribers. Everybody in this group who might be trading option strategies or equity strategies and they want to go take a look at some watch lists, come and take a look. We got some great information. This is the Wheel Weekly watch list right here where we're stack ranking the top 100 to 150 most liquid options chains based on the 2-5 delta. So we're collecting premium every week, whether we're selling cash secured puts or covered calls. So this is the PeakBot app here. And by the way, Ben, everybody, Arlissa and Ben already know I have a tendency to ramble. If I'm doing so, shut me up, cut me off, and let's get to it. But so this is the PeakBot homepage here. This is a web-based app. All right, so it's not in your app stores on your iPhone or Android, but just go to app.usepeakbot.com. Something really important to mention that I haven't yet is we are integrated with TD Ameritrade, which is becoming Schwab, as well as Tradier. So Tradier is another popular brokerage, been around about 10 years. It's actually partially owned by Fidelity. Arlissa, do most of the people in this group trade on Thinkorswim or TDA?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Fantastic. So makes it that much easier. All you have to do is connect your broker account right here to your PeakBot account, and that's how we execute trades on your behalf. So the user experience is 3 steps, right? We want this to be super easy. Now, we're not financial advisors, and none of this is financial advice, you know, the normal spiel, stamp it on my forehead. But what we're here to do is to hold your hand through the process as much as we can, right? You're going to pick the strategy you want to trade, the stocks you want to trade, and your budget. And from there, you're going to activate our algorithms, and it's going to execute that strategy and the trades or the contracts for you automatically while you're doing whatever you're doing. So, Ben, before I get into giving a demo, is there anything I missed? And then also, if there's questions, throw them in the chat, speak up, whatever. We're more than happy to answer questions as we go here. So, Ben, did I miss anything so far?
Yeah, guys, feel free to put questions in the chat. I saw, Arlissa, you added in that we use the 0.25 delta for entry. That's how we determine strike price for the wheel strategy. For iron condors, it's close. We use the 20 delta. We just want to give ourselves a little more room for that stock price to move. But hey, guys, we really wanted this platform to focus on ease of use. We know that there's other companies out there that are automating trading, and we've used them. And they have a lot of configurations to set up before you could actually start your automations. And you have to know quite a bit about what those configurations are. So the barrier to use is quite high. And our whole angle here is we want to be simple to use. Dylan's about to show on screen when he hops back to the home screen how to set up one of these bots. And it's done in 3 easy steps. So Dylan, if you want to go there, I just wanted to emphasize that the ease of use is a factor that we've heavily considered.
Yeah, and we can get under the hood and show all the different strategies and how they work, and we can get into the technicals there, but Ben makes a good point. I think it's really important right now to just show how easy this really is. So we have something called the Dylan rule, okay? I can't even tie my own shoes, all right? But I can use PeakBot. And the reason is because it's 3 steps. So this big green plus sign here, okay? I'm not sure if anybody's ever watched MTV Cribs, but they like to say this is where the magic happens. This is where it all happens, okay, people? So in 3 steps, we're going to be out of here. So you're going to select your bot. Right now on this account, I have Momentum, which is our equities trading strategy. Short term, right? So only going long, hold your position for about 2 to 5 days at a time, maybe a little bit longer with this market. And then we have the wheel. I'm going to do, Ben, which one do you think I should go through? It doesn't matter.
Let's go with the wheel.
Okay, this is an options trading group. So the wheel, for anybody not familiar, we're selling cash secured puts or covered calls on the 0.25 delta on weekly contracts. Open Monday, expire Friday. There's also an option to enter on Tuesdays in case the market was closed or we caught you slacking. You can always get in on Tuesday. Step 2, select your stock. All right. So for the wheel, we do a little defense for you. Okay. You're only selecting from the watch list, which you can click on view watch list right here, and it'll actually pop that up for you. So we know this isn't like the most visually appealing document of all time, but it has a lot of good information on it. So what you can see here, as I mentioned earlier, and by the way, we have all of our other watch lists up here as well. Iron Condor, not much to look at, only the SPY or the QQQ. But we have our other strategies here. But the wheel, so what we're showing, and this will actually be updated tomorrow. As you can see, this gets updated every Sunday around noon Eastern. So what we're showing here is the stock, the estimated strike price, okay, based on the 2.5 delta, the cash needed, which is, of course, 100 times the strike price, the estimated premium you're getting paid this week, which, of course, comes in regardless, and what that premium actually turns out in a percentage, 1.8% in this example with Carvana. So as you can see, this past week, Carvana fell under the strike. So anybody who was running a put, a cash secured put on Carvana got assigned shares this week. And, you know, Novavax on the other side of things stayed well above 650. Anyway, so we're going to pick a stock here. If you have one you want me to pick, please throw it in the chat. If not, I'm just going to grab Carvana because I don't think I'm trading it. I'm going to check really quick. No, I'm not. I'm going to come in here. Again, I'm going to select the wheel. Step 2, type in your stock. Now you can type in the name of the ticker, or you can actually type out the name of the business. All right, so either way, that's going to show up there for you. Now, step 3 is your budget. Enter the number of contracts you'd like to sell here. So for this example, we're going to just do 1, but you can do up to 10 contracts per stock with PeakBot, depending upon your subscription level. So, and let's just take a second to make sure everybody knows we got a coupon code for anybody interested. We don't need it. We're going to crawl, walk, run here. You're going to get a free trial, a demo, the whole thing, but we do have a coupon code for Arlissa and her group specifically. Put it in the chat. I think it's E2T, all capital letters. But last step here. Now you can see in red, it's actually letting you know, this is a buffer. It's not an exact number, but it's telling you, hey, you're going to need at least this much cash to enter this contract. So if I was to enter 2 contracts here, it'll double, right? So that number in red is going to keep multiplying here, telling you how much cash you need for the contract. One other thing to note, you can add another stock here, right? If we wanted to add Novavax, and if we wanted to add Riot and all these others, not that I'm a fan of Riot recently, that you can do. But I'm just going to add Carvana for now, and I'm going to hit activate. And what you guys are going to notice in the background is my budget in bots is going to jump up. That's just telling me how much capital I have working for me. And we're going to see an 11 stock enter into the wheel here, into the wheel portfolio. So I'm going to hit activate, confirmation screen, and now you can see the big jump in budget and Carvana. Oops, I accidentally clicked it twice. So we'll remove one of these, my apologies. So now you can see Carvana is now added into your portfolio and active for 1 contract. So it's not active, it's not buying anything on a Saturday, of course, not entering into your contract, but it's going to do so on Monday. So it's that easy. We want to come in here and in 5 minutes on a Sunday night, if you didn't have time that week and you could take a look at the watch list and get a couple stocks added in there to collect your premium, then more power to you. So I'm going to pause there. We can hop into how to edit your portfolio. We do give you full control. You are in the driver's seat at all times. Arlissa, any questions or anything you think I should allude to? I know Ben's probably answering some questions in the chat.
The only thing that you're showing this, the only thing that, you're probably going to get to it, is the different levels of the subscription levels and what goes with the different levels.
Yep, absolutely. So I can pull that up now. So by the way, let me just plug in your code here just so everybody sees what they can get. So this is knocking E2T gets you 50% off. Okay, so we have 3 subscription models: basic, standard, and pro. Okay, so what you can see here is the monthly rate. However, we bill either quarterly or annually. So your limits are not on how many stocks you can trade. You can go crazy. If you got 100K, 200K, which we have a lot of traders, not a lot, but we have some traders who have a lot of capital in there. The average account size is between 10 and 15,000, but ranges from about 2,500 to 250,000. So where you are limited is your allocation. So how many dollars you can allocate per stock, or how many contracts per stock. So we are going to limit you, right? We're not going to allow you to throw 20 grand of your life savings on Tesla. You're not going to do that with PeakBot. Do that manually, and let's talk about it in the chat, but not with PeakBot. So that's one thing. And then with the contracts as well, you can see what your limits are. So this is per stock. So for the wheel, you can trade 1 contract per stock, 5 or 10, up to. So the normal rate is anywhere from $19 to $99 a month. But as you can see here, since we've partnered with Arlissa, you guys will get that for half off. So definitely, some real value there. Again, we also share our results. So again, another big document. As you can see, you can click all the way back and see a ton of data here. What we're showing you for the wheel is how much capital an individual, secured for their contracts, the premium they made that week, and the return on capital, and also what stocks they traded with contracts. Now, this is not showing unrealized gains and losses. All right, that's going to be available in your broker account, right? So obviously, these past couple weeks, there are some losses I'm sure that these people are seeing in their accounts, but we're trying to show the passive income here. 30K last week made this person $534 on Carvana and Wayfair, selling either puts or calls, and they're going to do that next week, right? And the week after that. So there's a compounding effect there. What questions do we have? Again, I feel like I'm rambling, and I definitely don't want to do that.
No, you're not rambling. You're doing a good job. I mean, you're covering all the stuff that needs to be covered. There's a few questions that are popping in the chat, and I'm pausing so Ben can answer them.
Yeah, Arlissa, you're doing my job for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So really appreciate that. Ben, why don't we get to some of the questions? Even if you've answered them, maybe you can speak to them.
So one question is, can we do bots with a small account like $1,000? The answer is yeah, you definitely can. Now, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, you need a balance of $2,000 in your account to leverage margin. Now, we're not necessarily using margin in our trades, but we're using margin to allow our cash to clear faster. So on equities trades, it's T+2, so that means it takes 2 days for your cash to clear and be able to use it again in your account. Options are T+1, so it clears a little bit quicker. So trading under, if your account is under $2,000 and you're trading with $1,000, trading with the wheel won't really be impacted. So you can still trade with that, no problem. If you did try to trade momentum or gap and go, which are equity strategies, with a cash account, aka no margin, then there might be some delay in you being able to use your cash. But Yeah, you can use $1,000. You can spread that across several different equities if you'd like, or if you were trading options, you would just have to make sure that you're choosing a stock with a low enough strike price to where if you were assigned, you would be able to afford those shares. So in the case of $1,000, you would have to look for stocks trading under $10 or where the strike price that we were selling was under $10, just in case of assignment. And then you'd be able to collect your premium that way.
I guess if you had less than $1,000, you could just do the wheel strategy with not the wheel. You could do the iron condors,
Right.
and with
Yep.
a smaller amount. If that's
Yep.
you know, just wants to stick with just those, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
there's some. Sorry to interrupt.
No
there are
problem.
some contracts that work, right? I mean, you can Novavax, Riot, there's Neo, Marathon. That's probably about it. Quite honestly, trying to see. There's probably a couple others that hover right around 1,000. Okay, Zim, paying a pretty low premium, but look, the goal is to collect premium on as many contracts as you can every week. So personally, and let me just say, again, I'm the marketing person. I've never made money in the stock market before in my life. I've just never have. I am up about 40% year to date. That was close to 60%. I got a little greedy through earnings season, and I've been holding shares of Riot and Sunrun and Neo. There's some bad ones I'm in, but point is, I've just been running. That's strictly on the wheel. There's no manual trading involved there. That is running anywhere from 5 to 12 contracts a week on the wheel, collecting anywhere from 0.5% to 2% a week in premium. Now, of course, right, this group knows it's better than others, but this is like owning a rental property, right? I've explained this, I think, to our Alyssa. Hey, right, if we went and bought a house out in Arizona for $300,000 and put it on Airbnb every week, look, we're going to have losses. Our AC unit's going to go out. We're in the middle of the desert. Our dishwasher's going to break because we're going to have somebody drunk and messing with whatever. Point is, there's going to be losses. But that renter is still showing up next week or next month, and that cash is still coming in. So as long as we can continue to collect rent and compound that, of course it'll outweigh any losses we incur along the way, right? And we got to be in the mindset of the long game here. We got a lot of traders who are coming to us right now because the wheel, anybody who's been trading that all year on some sensible stocks, I'm not going to say untouchable, but great strategy for the first half of the year. And, last month or two, we've had some ups and downs. And people are like, well, I don't want to own these shares. Don't trade the wheel on a stock that you don't want to own shares of.
Right.
If it was Amazon, Verizon, and Starbucks, you wouldn't be freaking out, right?
Yeah.
You don't mind owning 100 shares of those.
Speaking of which,
anyway,
Dylan, not to cut you off, but talk a little bit about the other side of that wheel, because we do know the entry of the cash secure put side, but talk about what happens. How does the bot function after you now have shares?
Great. Absolutely. Ben, do you want to take that? I just feel like I've been hogging the mic.
No worries. I'm answering questions in the chat. You go for it.
All right. We're going to keep rolling. So, yes. Now, the wheel, most of the time, is going to start with a cash secured put. However, if you see a stock on the watch list that you already own 100 or 200 or 300, whatever shares of, you can start the wheel with a covered call. It's going to basically look into your broker account and see, do you own shares of this stock or not? If you don't, it's going to sell a cash secured put with your cash as collateral. If you do own the shares, because you already own them, or about 25% of the time, you get assigned your shares, right? We're on the 2-5 delta. 1 out of every 4 contracts on paper, you're going to get assigned shares. So if and when that happens, I think, Arlissa, that probably just happened for you the first time this week.
Yeah.
So you're going to see the dark side. No, it's good. It's good. We're still collecting the same premium. Obviously premiums change week to week, but so what happens is if you get assigned 100 shares over the weekend, those shares will pop in and populate into your broker account. And then Monday morning, when that contract is looking to enter, we miss the first few hours, right, Arlissa? We don't want to be going and buying, entering a contract right when the market opens.
Right.
We're entering right around 11 a.m., probably between 11 and 1 p.m. Eastern is when you'll see your entry points. And it will be a covered call on that 2.5 delta if you own the shares. Now, if you do, we all know, and if you don't, we'll go over it. But let's just assume you hold the shares, and instead of the cash that you're securing, it's the 100 shares. Well, let's just say the new strike price for Carvana next week, let's just say it's $39. Well, if it's trading at $37.65 and you own it at $38.50, if it jumps over 39 next week, Friday when the market closes, we get rid of our shares. They're gone. We sold them. We finished out of the money, and we collected our premium, and now the wheel is going to start automatically. You don't have to do any of this. It's going to start automatically over for you again from the top.
So the covered call delta is 0.25 also, or does it go just up to the next strike price?
So great question. Ben, add on to this if you need to. Right now, it's still on the 2.5 delta. We're not changing the deltas just because we got assigned. However, in the near future here, when hopefully some of you are operating on PeakBot hands-free, we're going to actually be building in a vertical credit spread into the wheel.
Okay,
So
yes.
we're going to have, sorry?
I said yes.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. So we're going to have more protection on the downside, right? Because we'll have a short call, long call, everything like that. So, and Ben can get into the details. I think, what is it? We're selling the 50 delta on the put side and buying the 20?
No.
On the call side, on the call side. Sorry. Hey, there was a chink in my armor somewhere. I've been exposed. It's over. Ben, I don't know if you want to talk about the vertical credit spread that's being built in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to distract from, the wheel and what it does. I think everybody though understands the concept that if you do get assigned shares, we are going to just take those shares and start selling covered calls on top of that. To talk quickly about some upcoming changes, because the market has been choppy and more people have been getting assigned and have been asking us like, hey, what can we do to protect our accounts, from further downside movement? And, I mean, myself and Dylan, we're constantly communicating with traders, and we want to know what we can do to make your experience that much better. So the feedback that we've been getting was, hey, we want the option to put a hedge on. And so when you set this up in the future, like we're working on this, so it'll take a couple of weeks to get released, but when you set this up, you'll have the option to take the hedge off. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to start selling the 30 delta on the put side. So just bumping that delta up by 5. And then we're going to buy the 10 delta. So we bump up the 30 delta to collect a little bit more premium. And then we buy the 10 delta because we're going to have to give away some more premium. And that typically sets up a hedge of, depending where the stock is trading at that point, it's usually between like $1 and like $4, again, depending on stock price. So it really limits your losses. And I would have loved to have had that a couple of weeks ago when Upstart reported earnings, because Upstart dropped like 60% in a week. And that was just not a fun position to be in.
Yeah.
However, still trading Upstart, still collecting great premiums on Upstart. And like Dylan's analogy of a rental property, like that's just going to keep paying me week over week. My initial investment is in, I'm just there collecting rent now. So that's the put side. If you do get assigned now, then we're going to start selling covered calls for you. And this is where the 50 delta comes in. So instead of selling 25 delta, we're going to sell the 50 delta and we're going to buy the 20 delta. And I actually had a really good experience with this week on Sava, ticker SAVA. And the reason why we do this is, A, we want to sell the 50 delta to collect more premiums. And by doing that, that allows us to spend some of that premium on a call, on buying a call. So that way, if the stock price increases and continues to increase, I get to participate on the upside. Now, on ticker Sava this past week, I think I sold a 17 strike and I bought an 18 strike. That's just where the deltas wound up being. Okay. And then Sava ended the week at like $19 or something like that. So I made, more return on that bought call than I actually did on my wheel strategy. And that bought call was, covered by the premium that I made on that 50 delta. Another reason we chose the 50 delta is because the feedback that we've been getting is people like being on the put side. People don't
Yeah.
necessarily like being on the call side holding shares. They feel a bit more exposed. So the 50 delta is going to get you out statistically. It's going to get your shares called away statistically about 50% of the time.
Yeah.
So we're getting you out of those. We're getting you out of that call side quicker, getting you back onto the put side. So more protection on the put side, and then we're allowing you to participate on the call side if there's a huge upswing, which does happen. So those are some upcoming changes. Definitely looking forward to that, and there will be an option to turn those changes off. Like there will be an option to use the wheel as is.
Okay. Sounds good. I think what really the thing that really that I've enjoyed for the several weeks that I've been, utilizing PeakBot and just kind of investigating is I do like that I can see, what the trade with the trades are entered. I can see them. And I like that I still have I have all the control. And I've said this to my community. I still have complete control. If I decide I want to turn off the trade, I can do that, and PeakBot is only doing the things you've asked it to do. It's not all over your account, locking up and blocking up nothing. You still have complete control over everything. I think it would be good with the covered call, because what I teach the community is basically after we've been assigned, if and when you get assigned shares, basically is to go up right above your cost basis to see, if they get called away, you're fine because they're called away at a profit. So we don't necessarily go up as high as the 25 or 30, but I like what you're talking about. We just basically go straight to whatever the next strike up, 1 or 2 up, unless you want to keep your shares.
Right.
And we let them if they get called away, then you're fine with it because they got called away at a profit to you.
Yep.
So, what other questions? Anybody else got questions in the chat? I see you all are managing the questions real good.
So we did have a question about security. What security protocols are at work in the background to make this successful? So we are integrated through brokerage APIs. Now the security measures in place we connect to your account through what's called an OAuth authentication process. It's basically a process whereby we don't need your username or password. We won't ever hold your username or password. We're connected through this OAuth portal from your broker. Additionally, PeakBot is never actually touching funds inside of your account. Your funds will never be in PeakBot. PeakBot is just a third party. That's think of it like a bolt-on to your broker that will execute trades for you. So we really only have access to execute trades on your behalf. So place trades, and that's about it. Like I said, the only information that we're actually taking in is what you provide to us at sign up, which is just like your name, your email, and your phone number. And I personally don't like giving out my information, like especially my phone number. And I'm like, I'm going to get calls from these people. And the only reason we want your phone number is because if something happens with the bots and if something goes down and if we need to contact you in case of emergency, it's so much easier to connect with somebody via phone than it is over email. A lot of times people don't check their emails until like the end of the day, and there's 150 emails in the inbox, and it just gets washed away. This is your money. We want you to know exactly what's happening with your money. We want it to be safe. So we need to be able to connect with you at that point. What else we have here? How many users do we have? So a lot of companies won't answer this. And one thing about PeakBot is we are building this business on transparency. So paying subscribers right now, Dylan, we're at like around the 225 mark, right? We've had about 1,500, maybe a little more than that at this point, actually trial PeakBot. And a lot of them decide, hey, it's not for me, which is totally fine. This is meant to be a supplement to your trading strategy. We are consistently talking to our traders and trying to offer strategies that people want. Sometimes we don't have strategies that people want, and that's okay, right? So to answer the question directly, we're at about 225 consistent paying subscribers.
Yep. And sorry, go ahead, Ben. I was going to say I can show the moment bot in just a second. There was another question. What is the other connecting point outside of the APIs? I'm not sure I understand that, Ben. Maybe you do.
I'm not too sure either. So the OAuth gets us connection with the broker and allows us to leverage the broker's APIs to place orders on your behalf.
Yep. And we're commercial developers with TD Ameritrade and eventually Schwab. And same thing with Tradier. So, and I can put that in the chat as well. But yeah, security is everything. So let's take a second to talk about where this industry has kind of been, right? The reason we built PeakBot 3 years ago is because we had all been burned by these other algorithms or platforms or alerts or crypto. There's a lot of bad business out there. And we don't need to be dragging anybody through the mud, because we just decided, look, it's 2023, right? It was 2020 when we started this in the pandemic, but hey, it's 2023. There's no household name for automated trading. Why?
Right.
Why? Arlissa, you were blown away when you got into this, right? You're just like,
Yeah.
why is nobody else doing this? The answer is there are others doing it,
Yeah.
but it's expensive,
Mm-hmm.
it's confusing, and there's no clarity or transparency anywhere. Like I said, you can't find trader results from any other site or platform. So what we wanted to do was really build something that you can truly set it and forget it. Look, somebody like my dad, okay, he's in his 60s. He just wants to retire. He doesn't know he doesn't know anything about the stock market. I was going to be rude and make a comment, but he doesn't know what he's doing, more so than
Leave daddy alone.
yeah, you know what? I should, but he's not here. So what I was going to say is, he's at the bottom of that wheel watch list, collecting 0.5%, 0.6, 0.7% premiums every week. And he doesn't touch this for a year. Why would he? He's trading Amazon, Verizon, and Starbucks. I mean, what's there to look at? If you have the cash and you know that you feel good about those companies long haul, then collect rent from them every week. That's what I call this, rent. That's what this is. That's what we're doing. All the other smoke and mirrors is unimportant. We want to collect that rent. So I can cover momentum here. Is my screen still up?
Yep.
Okay. So first off, let me get rid of Carvana because I don't want to trade it. Here's how easy it is to remove.
You don't want to show up tomorrow with Carvana on the list, no?
Maybe. Look, if I look at the watch list tomorrow and it's personally, anything above 1.5% starts giving me the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Why is this so good? What's up? This is a volatile stock. But again, that's just me. So momentum. Okay, so just buying and selling equities. Only long. We're not going short. Look, if things still go the direction people think they might go, maybe in 2 years we'll have a short bot. But right now, we're just going long on the equity side of things. We don't want to short. So with momentum, a couple things to know. All right. So this is designed to keep you in a position for about 2 to 5 days. However, Ben, we made updates to momentum a couple months ago to match market conditions. I'd say you probably hold your position slightly longer than 2 to 5 days, but it's never going to be 1 day. Something we haven't talked about. We don't make day trades. I guess the Iron Condor, Ben, could occasionally execute a day trade, but it's never going to break the pattern day trading rule because it's only 2 contracts per week. Mm-hmm. Anyway, with momentum, it's never going to execute a day trade. Not to say that you can't. If you get in at 10 o'clock and it's ripping by lunch, go sell it. Be my guest.
Right.
And PeakBot's going to pick up where you left off. But with momentum, there is a watch list. However, you're not limited to that watch list. You can trade any stock you want. If it's on your brokerage and it's tradable, then you can trade it. I think there's maybe very few exceptions to that rule, but it's not built for penny stocks. Momentum is looking for, highly traded stocks, good volume, decent volatility. The technical indicators that are built into this are MACD, RSI, Bollinger Band, SMA, EMA. It's thousands of lines of code, okay? But really what we're doing is we're trying to get you in on 75% of an uptrend while keeping you out of 75% of a downtrend. For the first year of PeakBot's existence, this was the only bot we operated on. We didn't have options bots. Momentum was our bot. And it did well. I mean, with COVID, you were throwing a dart at stocks and it was just going up. But we've been humbled a bit. But no, we're still collecting good returns here. So as you can see, the watch list is here updated every Wednesday. We also include some upcoming earnings reports. I stay away from these, but look, if you know the stock like the back of your hand because you wear Levi's every day of your life, then go for it. But so here's how it works. Same user experience, okay? So you're going to select momentum. You're going to type in your stocks. Somebody throw stock in the chat. Somebody just ran, or Alyssa, you can
Facebook,
one.
do Meta, META, SOXL. I like SOXL. Let's do that one. Do SOXL instead. SOXL, there we go. I like that one.
All right, so let's see if there's any. We can go with those two. If anything else pops in, I'll automate it. But now the third step is enter your dollar amount. So we're not entering number of contracts. We're entering dollar amount. So I'm on the pro subscription. You're only going to be able to trade up to $5,000 per stock. You're never doing more than $5,000 per stock on momentum.
Okay.
So I'm going to put 2,000 each. So I'm done. That's it. I'm going to hit activate. I agree. And now those stocks are now added into my portfolio here for Meta and SOXL, both active for $2,000. That means it's now actively scanning the market, looking for an entry point. When all the criteria is met, it will execute. Coolest part is you get a notification on your phone at TD Ameritrade from TDA. Hey, you just bought 6 shares of SOXL. And then 3 or 4 days later, the same notification that you sold it, and so on and so forth. Believe me, when you're sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic in New Jersey and you are miserable and you get a trade executed on your way home from work, makes everything, turns it all around. But unless it was a losing trade, which does do happen, but that's okay. Point is, even if we're losing, we're likely losing less than you would have lost if you were trading it manually, right? We're eliminating your emotions here. We're following a set of defined rules consistently. Everybody thinks this is AI, Arlissa, which is hilarious. And we get it. That's the trend right now. AI is automation. But there's no AI in the algorithm. This is how 75% of every trade made in this country is being executed on an algorithm by hedge funds and Wall Street, right? So all we did was build a bridge for the everyday person, put a stock trader in your pocket. Mm-hmm. So any questions? Should I stop? Let's see here. Can I enter when the ticker is around support or the buy zone? It is going to enter based on its technical criteria, for each position specifically. Ben, is momentum on the 10-minute bar? 15?
Yeah, momentum's on a 10-minute chart. We look at 10-minute chart data. And in terms of entering, okay, so the question is, I guess it was in 2 messages. They can enter when the ticker is around the support or the buy zone and then let the bot do its thing. So yeah, that could totally happen. That's actually in our must-read guidelines. It's a warning that we put out there. If you're currently in a position and you activate a bot on that particular stock, then that bot is going to sell out of that stock before it actually loops you back into the whole bot cycle. So yeah, you could buy a stock, set up that bot, set up momentum to sell it for you, and then that'll take place. Now, it won't happen the same day because, like Dylan mentioned, we're avoiding pattern day trading. So if you're looking to do this from a day trading perspective, that won't work. Otherwise, yeah, you could totally do that.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I guess editing. We've been here so long. You guys are the best. I can't believe you guys have let us do this. So
usually when Dylan's on a call for more than 10 minutes, people start kicking him out.
Yeah, not us. This is our bread and butter. You talking our language. You're singing our songs.
Well, we are glad we did this. So really quickly, as we mentioned, you're in full control. Log into your broker, make any moves you want, and PeakBot's going to pick up where you left off. But the whole goal of PeakBot is to eliminate that. You're busy, right? Just let the bot trade. So you can also make moves from PeakBot. So let's say I wanted to select all. I can actually click on Edit Status here. And if I wanted to pause all of these, meaning I didn't want it to buy or I didn't want it to sell, they're paused. Now, I don't own any of these shares. I just added them right now, so it's not going to buy them. However, if I own those shares for a week or a month or a year, it's not going to sell them. So that's just that easy. Let's say you're going on vacation and you just really don't want to even think about what the bot's going to do and you want to pause it. Great. Play is to reactivate it. Now it's back active that quick. The other
Tell me
thing
what
you can
smart
do
active is. Smart exit. What is that?
My favorite tool on the equity side. Smart exit tells the bot, okay, Mr. or Mrs. Bot, please sell me out of my position when it makes sense next. Not a market order. The kitchen's not on fire. We're not saying get me out now. If you want to do that, go to your broker. Smart exit tells the bot, remove the bot after the next sell order. So if I click smart exit, it's telling me now that my SOXL position is set to exit. So maybe it's Tuesday at 2 o'clock, it sells. I'll be notified that it's sold. And now it'll actually just remove itself from the portfolio. It'll be gone after that. Because otherwise, it's going to look to get you back in, right? Yeah. You're normally in between positions on momentum for maybe 1 to 4 days, but that's what it does. And then you can, I'm manually removing it, but it would just remove itself. The one thing I would say is the remove button can trip you up. If you own shares, let's say you own 30 shares of Meta or even more, and you click remove. Well, now Meta's gone, meaning you sent the bot home. PeakBot's not there to watch it for you anymore. Wow. You're responsible for selling or holding those shares. Now, if you remove it on the stock that you don't own any shares of, like Dell, who cares? It's fine, it's gone. But you don't want to forget about those shares in your brokerage account if you removed them when you shouldn't have. So that's why I say always smart exit. It removes it for you.
Yeah.
So what else? That's the best. Please make sure you schedule a demo. Well, we would love all 34 people in this call to come schedule their own personal 15-minute demo. You'll talk with me or my right-hand man, Thomas, who's not on the call today. Yeah. But, we'll take care of you. I think hopefully after this hour, people will recognize that we're just retail traders. We're just normal people. We all grew up on the same street. Our third co-founder is Dalton, my younger brother, okay? We all, we're 3 Italian dudes from North Jersey. We're never going to be the ones who make the world's best algorithm. There's always going to be a better algorithm, okay? That's not really what our angle is. We want to take well-known, low-risk trading strategies, and we want to automate them for you. So absolutely anything you need, ask us. There's a questions chat in the bottom corner of our app, as well as our website. Ask us anything there. That rings to our whole team. I dare you to go 5 minutes without hearing something. But other than that, I'm going to...
I think there's one more question about Gap and Go.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me bring that back up. Ben, you want to...
Sure.
You want to explain Gap and Go?
Yeah, so Gap and Go, we actually just released this bot, so happy you're asking about it. This bot is accompanied by a watch list that's compiled by a screener using different technical indicators. Essentially, the basis behind this bot is we want to get you into a position at the end of the day. So think 3:30 p.m. or anywhere between 3:30 p.m. and 4 p.m. right before the market closes. This is Eastern time. And then we want that we're trying to select stocks, like the scanner is looking for stocks that have a higher probability of gapping up overnight. Now, there's a popular day trading strategy, like the gap and run day trading strategy, where you look for stocks that have gapped up overnight and still have momentum moving on into the morning. We're trying to get ahead of that to capture the upside overnight. And then when the market opens in the next morning, we're going to look for the most advantageous point to sell. It usually happens sometime before noon the next day. That's when the bot will get you out of that position. It is a riskier strategy, but higher risk, higher reward, right? Like I've used this sometimes, and I've had stocks gap up like 50, 60, even 100% overnight. And then I also have stocks that gap down like 20, 30, 40% overnight. So there's give and take for sure. But it's important, as always, to diversify. So that way, you're not putting all of your money into one stock that has a chance to gap down dramatically. Like you want to spread out that risk. But that's essentially what it's doing. It's getting you in a position at the end of the day, and then it's getting you out, typically the next morning. Sometimes it'll bleed into the afternoon, and then it's going to just restart and do the same thing for you the next day. We do update that watch list daily. So we update it by 2 p.m. Eastern every day. And the reason we do that is because the stocks that have that fit onto the screener that we're thinking have a higher probability of gapping up overnight are changing on a daily basis. So this is less of a hands-off strategy and more of a, I've got time to set this up, in the afternoon, but I don't really have time to look at this throughout any other point in the day. So like for me personally, like when I'm working, I'll set like an alarm on my phone to go off at 2 o'clock when this watch list has been updated, and then I'll just hop into my account, edit my gap and go stocks real quick, and then get back on with my day. It takes about 3 minutes tops. So that's essentially it. Not much more to this strategy. Again, a lot of the sauce, I'll call it, is in the screener, and the screener is just looking at things like where's the 52-week high? Has there been stronger volume lately? What's the float? We use Finviz to compile our screeners. So if anybody's familiar with Finviz, we're just taking a lot of options that they provide and setting it up to pretty much output anywhere from 5 to 20 stocks at a time, based on different criteria that you can Google, like what criteria should I look at to determine if a stock has a higher chance of gapping up overnight. Somewhere along those lines.
Gotcha. That's a very good answer. Okay,
Yeah,
so Dylan put in the chat that if you want to, start your 30-day trial, you can create an account. We've determined that you can't run PeakBot inside of your sim at this point. It needs to be connected to your live account if you're going to run it. And if you're signing up for one, you're going to you need to pick one bot for your sign up for the trial, because multiple bots are going to require multiple licenses. Right. So that way, if you want to do the wheel strategy and you want to do momentum, or you want to do the wheel, or you want to do iron condors, if you want a combo, then you've got to go to a different level in order to do more than one bot.
That's right. So yeah, a couple comments on that. And Arlissa, thank you so much for touching on that. We could make it a little bit simpler as far as like the licenses and the availability goes. One thing to know, even on your free trial, yes, you can only use one bot at a time until you get a second subscription. So you might get one basic subscription and one standard, or one pro and one basic, whatever it might be. The second you have 2 active subscriptions, you can trade with a second strategy at the same time. Like I have momentum and wheel both active here. Although I don't have anything trading on momentum, I have the ability to trade with 2. So I have 2 licenses on this. Now, something that is really important to know, though, is even if you just have the one license, which a majority of our traders do that to start. There's not a lot of people who are coming in saying, give me 2 subscriptions from the get-go. But even just with one, you can change you have access to all 4 strategies.
Okay.
But you can only use one at a time.
One at a time. Okay.
Change bot. Yep. So there's this little change bot feature. We can't determine why, but this button's basically invisible to our subscribers. We don't know why. It's here. You can click it. You can use it. You can change your bot, and it allows you to select a different strategy. So let's say I wanted to change momentum to the iron condor. It's that simple. And now when I come here, it'll show me the iron condor instead of momentum, and I can set it up that way. So the only thing to note is before you change your bot, it does warn you, hey, in case you're running any stocks on this right now, they're going to be removed from the bot because you're ditching and going to the next one. So if there's any positions that you're held up in, then you'll be responsible for those. Mm-hmm. So that's really just the little warning. But yeah, you can change bot at any time. But if you really found out, hey, I love the wheel, I love iron condor, I want to trade both, you would just come in and you would get a secondary subscription. Mm-hmm. And to the 30 so odd people who are here today, you can use the same code for the second time. Don't tell anybody else. But you can use that code again. So Arlissa, I don't know if there's anything else. We have really, really enjoyed this, and
Yeah, I
thank
feel like
you.
we've
And
covered everything. You've done a great job of really showing us what PeakBot can do and how it can ease the load for me. And I would say this to my community, I don't necessarily watch stocks in order to trade shares. I generally trade options. It's not that I don't want to be able to trade shares, but I don't have the bandwidth, the time bandwidth in order to do them. So to have PeakBot do some, make me a few dollars, which is about what I've made so far, a couple dollars, $2, $3 on shares has been is it, if I want to, up the amount of money that I'm giving the bot to work with, then I can up the amount of returns I get. But to have that available to me has been good, because I'd like to be able to trade shares. I just don't have time to watch, and there's so many to choose from. So
yeah.
appreciate that for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Look, at some point you're out of here. You can only watch so many positions. You can't. No human can monitor 100 positions. We have traders who have traded 100 stocks at a time with PeakBot. Somebody asked, I think any other fees? No hidden fees. You're paying for your options contracts, like 65 cents a contract, I think, on TDA.
Mm-hmm.
Our other brokerage is only 35 cents a contract, but there are some other like assignment fees. So it's really give and take, but hardly anything else. No hidden fees there.
Gotcha.
And then believe me, get me out, kick me out whenever you want, but I'm going to just keep answering the questions. We didn't show this. Stefan brings up a great point. Can you keep a log? So we actually share results in app. So if you can see, click on account and then go to my results. You can type in the week. So this past week, I made 9 trades on the wheel. I collected $151 in premium, and here's how I did it. Right? Here's my puts and calls for this past week, and here's all the premium I collected. Now, I had some unrealized losses.
Dylan, your screen is blank.
Oh, it's blank?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
You said, oh, like how that happened.
Is it there now? Is it there now?
No.
Hey, maybe our developers didn't. Maybe they built something in to not show anybody else their results. No, I don't know what it is.
I mean, I think it's a Zoom thing.
It may be. My Zoom is struggling over here. It keeps going wonky. Oh, there it is. I see something now.
See that? This is my screen. So I'm just looking at my past quarter of like options trades on the wheel. As you can see, I make quite a bit in premiums. I do have a lot of budget in my options account for running the wheel on. But yeah, so you can see like a breakdown of weekly premiums gained. Now, we are constantly working towards making reporting results better. As of right now on the wheel, you can only see premiums gained. And then you have a bunch of trade details down here. So you can actually see like all the different trades that were made and the premiums earned on those trades. So in terms of like reporting spreadsheet style, that's actually a great idea. That's something that I would personally like. I'd love to have like a little button there that shows that will give me the option to output my trades in spreadsheet style and like just like a trade log. So I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about how we incorporate that in. But yes, we're always looking to make reporting results better, because I don't really care what brokerage you go on. It's very difficult to get a straight view of what you return on a single trade.
Yes.
And I know we all struggle with that. So we're really trying to fill that gap. And only for trades that PeakBot's automating. It would be way too much to handle if we were doing that for all of your trades.
Oh yeah, that would be a lot.
So yeah, results will always get better. There are kinks along the way, and we overcome, and we always take feedback, like I mentioned. So I see there's
you get
questions.
An email every Saturday or Sunday too with your results. So you get an email saying, hey, you executed this many trades this week. This is your average return. Here's the stocks you traded. So we do give you an email as well. Ben, I know you're smirking because you see what's going on in the chat.
What's going on? I can't even see the chat because my Zoom is going stupid.
Who was it? Jamie asked if Ben can play any of those guitars in the background. By the way, Ben, is that blue one a new one? Or
it is. My wife just got it for me for my for our anniversary, which was about a week ago.
Love it. So yeah, Ben lost his touch a little bit. He was my lead guitarist in high school. I was the lead. No, I won't give you a sample. But so we really appreciate all the comments. Look, if there was something that we didn't answer today, please contact us. It would be so silly for you not to. We have the answers. We have nothing to hide. You know, we'll spend an hour on the phone with you again if that's what it took to make sure you're comfortable trading PeakBot. We don't want anybody leaving this behind. In the next 3 to 5 years, everybody's going to have a stock trader in their pocket, right? We're not only betting on that, we're all in on that. So we just wanted to make it easy. We wanted to make it affordable, and we wanted to make it transparent. So our little line is see you at the peak. So hopefully we see you all at the peak. And if anybody has a question.
Last thing I want to add is, if you guys haven't been able to tell, Dylan and myself and our third co-founder and really everybody involved in PeakBot, we're retail traders, right? Like we're not industry guys. We're not Wall Street guys. We consult with some, and we're friends with some, but we're not building this for Wall Street. We're building this for everybody. We're building this for the people. And that's why we try to keep our pulse on our traders as much as possible. We want to be completely transparent and open and just show you guys like, hey, we're retail traders just like you guys. We win, we lose. We're not trying to take advantage of anybody. We're just simply automating some time-tested trading strategies that have been proven over time to work. And it's slow growth. It's not you're gonna gain 50% in a month. We're looking to hit a bunch of base hits here. We're looking to gain 0.25% a week. That's my goal, 0.25% a week. I walk away with that. I'm happy. That adds up over the course of the year. I'm good. 0.5% of a week, I'm crushing it.
Awesome. That's exactly right. So thank you, Arlissa. Anything else we could do? And feel free to invite us back however often you want, but feel free to kick the curb too. We're going to be here, but whatever you need, we really appreciate it.
All right. I appreciate your time. I know that you all could have been doing some other things. Y'all gave us a good hour this morning. I appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you so much. You have our contact information. It's a rainy Saturday here in New Jersey. There's nothing for me to do. Really thanks so much. Maybe we'll hang out just for a sec. I don't know if everybody hangs out. We can just hang in the chat if there's questions, but whatever works best.
We can. I'm trying to take back control. My Zoom has gone crazy. It won't even come up on my screen. I don't even have no more control of this meeting. I've lost all control.
If anybody has follow-up questions, just go to usepeakbot.com, use the chat feature. It's going to go to my phone, Dylan's phone. It's going to go to like 6 different people's phones. So we're always looking at it.
Somebody's going to see it.
Somebody's going to see it.
Right. All righty.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I told you I have no sight. I'm basically looking at my own screen, hoping it will come back so I can control things. I can't even leave. Probably a good thing.
All right. Well, thank you, Arlissa. Everybody else have a great day.
All righty. Talk later.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. I don't know what is going on. My extra monitor won't come on. It's the not sure what's going on in here. I wonder if it's not plugged in. This is it. Why are you tripping? Is this it? Hold on, y'all. Maybe the desk is overloaded. Okay. Okay. We heard. I can't see anything or anybody. I'm just talking to just talking to the camera, and it's probably a good thing. I've been trying to work on not looking at the words and all the stuff, and not looking at myself when I'm when I'm on, but you know, I can't right now. So maybe this is a good way to teach me to not do that. What are your thoughts? What are y'all's thoughts? Anybody got some thoughts about what they've heard, what they've seen, you know, how you think it could be useful to you? What are you thinking?
For me, I'd like to use it for maybe momentum trading and maybe gaps and go, just to try it out.
Yep. I agree with that. Anybody else?
Alyssa, this is Cheryl Guy.
Hi.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But I want to learn. I'm gonna join you in November.
Okay.
Because I want to learn first. Like I don't even know what the wheel is.
Yeah.
You understand? So I want to learn to sell first.
Yeah.
Or keep learning to sell with you and maybe sign up for momentum or something. I'm not sure as yet, but I think I have to learn a lot first. What do you think?
Well,
how does it go along? How does it go along with you? Like,
I think it would be, yeah, because the strategies that he's talking about, the wheel is basically where you sell cash secure puts and then you sell covered calls. It's the wheel that, you know, I do teach that. I do have a training in educatortrader.com that is called the wheel strategy, and it tells you how to enter selling puts, and then if you get assigned, you go to the covered call side. So that's something that we do. The SPY and triple Q for the iron condors, that's put credit spreads. That's something that we do. The momentum trading, we don't really do shares here too often. That's why I think it really would be great to do the shares, because that's something that we don't, not that I don't really teach it. I mean, many of us know, we just know that there's also the leverage that we get from, you know, trading options just gives us more leverage than what it does with shares. But you know, trading shares, honestly, the broker don't charge you no fees, which that's a plus. But I mean, there's so many to watch. So to have the bot do it for you, it would be, you know, you pick a stock or two or three or four that you like and have the bot do the work for you would be great. But yeah, I think it's good for you to understand what the wheel includes. What does that strategy include? What does the iron condor and put credit spreads and call credit spreads, what does that include before you get the bot to do it for you? So that way you at least know what the bot is actually doing for you. But yeah, and definitely, I think you should join us. I actually expected you to join us after we did that last SPX training. I expected you to join us then. But yeah, you're always welcome. Always welcome.
So I was waiting to join at the beginning of the month. Does that make a difference?
No, it does not.
So if I join tomorrow, it will go a month from tomorrow.
Yep, it'll go. The recurring payment comes whatever time you signed up.
Okay. No, I was out of the country for a while.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was waiting on all that to end before I okay, thanks.
That makes sense. Sure.
Hey, have you started using it already?
I did. Thank you for asking that, because I was gonna go there next. I've done all the bots except the gap and go. I did momentum. I'm doing, so still going. Momentum, the iron condor, and the wheel. And I've done it. This would be starting this coming week will be my 4th week. And I've done all of them each week. And I've been profitable each week. Yesterday, which they do say, I don't know if Dylan mentioned it today, but they say on the wheel, you'll probably get assigned about 1 in 4 times because they're taking you to the 25 delta. So I did get assigned Riot shares yesterday. I had the 10 strike, or the bot had me in the 10 strike, and Riot closed at $9.92. So it was like right there, right? A few more pennies, I wouldn't have been assigned, but I did leave it because I wanted to see how the bot manages the covered call side, because the only way you're going to see that is if you have been assigned shares and the bot continues to manage that stock for you. So I left it. I could have closed it yesterday and, you know, saved my $1,000, but I wanted to see the bot in operation on the covered call side. But as far as my SPY and triple Q, those have been profitable. The other day I did have one where the broker closed my sell leg because it was 2 strikes. It was like I had 361 and the price closed at 359, and the broker closed it for risk management purposes, I guess. So I lost $20 on the closing of that sell leg by the broker.
Well,
Yeah, most of them.
were they all iron condors?
They were all iron condors. Yeah. Yep. I've done the trip spy. I did spy the first week. First week I did spy, and they were both, all those were iron condors were profitable. And then the next week I switched over to triple Q because I figure we already trade SPX and XSP. I didn't need to be exposed to spy again. I could get some exposure to triple Q because I don't really trade that. So I let the bot do it, and those were profitable. So the one side of it, but I was getting like, even on that trade, I got almost 40. I got $46 I took in premiums, and then I ended up giving back $20. So it still was a profitable trade for that iron condor. It enters on Tuesday, close on Wednesday, enters on Thursday, close on Friday. That's how the iron condors work on the bot.
And it's totally hands off, right?
Totally hands off. And all I do on Sunday, all I've done on Sunday is if I change whichever stock I want for the wheel, but if I want to use the same one and just let it rinse and repeat, there's nothing to do. So I look at the watch list on Wednesday. If I want to change the wheel stock, I leave it. I change it. If not, I leave it. But the iron condor, there's nothing to do each week unless you're going to change from SPY triple Q. And you really can run them both. You can run the SPY iron condor and the triple Q iron condor within that same bot. You could run them both. And then I picked some different stocks inside of the momentum. I picked Airbnb, I think, and Google, and it enters and exits those whenever an opportunity presents itself. But you could pick, what do you say, up to 10 stocks you could pick under momentum. I only have 2 running, and I think I might have $200 on each or something like that just to have it do its thing. Yeah, but it's totally hands off. The only thing you're doing on the Sunday is picking a different stock for the wheel if you want to. But besides that, you just let it do its thing every week.
How do you get the money out? I guess they will let us know.
The money is in your broker account. Yeah, it's still in your broker account. So this is the bot connecting to TD Ameritrade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is no money in PeakBot. PeakBot has none of your money. It's just connected to your brokerage account, and whatever you want to do in your account, whether that's take money out, put money in, that's all happening with TD Ameritrade. The bot is not doing any of that.
Okay.
Yep. No money is in PeakBot. All of your money stays in your brokerage account.
So I have a Charles Storts or whatever it is, brokerage account before the turnover.
Oh, okay.
I have some long-term stock in that. I can use that for covered calls.
If you have 100 shares, yeah.
Yeah, I have more than 100.
Yeah,
I can use it. Okay, cool.
Yep, and the bot would do it for you. Now the thing is, it just know with covered calls, I mean the potential depend. I'm not sure if you want to keep the shares that you've had for a while or not, but if you put them in if you start doing covered calls on them, they could potentially, if depending on what your cost basis is, they could be called away. So if you really want to keep them, then you want to make sure that the cost of the stock is definitely higher than way higher than your cost basis is, like how much you paid for them.
Okay, thanks.
It sounds it's a really nice looking product. What's scary to me is its simplicity.
Yeah, I think they purposely made it that way because
yeah.
I mean, you can see that Dylan and Ben are just like regular everyday folks and not necessarily big time traders per se. This was something that was easier that they can keep doing what they're doing. But I believe they purposely set up the thing to be simple, which I like that too. It's very straightforward and user friendly because we're not trying to figure out how do you program your own bot. I think I've seen that somewhere where you can get a bot, but you got to do all the programming yourself. Most people can't make it through all of that. You just need to be able to pick a stock here, pick what you want it to do, pick how much money you're putting in it, and the bot does its thing.
Let's have a question. So you can do 2 at a time, or you really only have to do 1? Because if I want to do an iron condor and a wheel, can I only do 1 each week? Is that what it's telling me?
Right, unless you have 2 licenses. So if you have, let's say you got 2 basic subscriptions, and you can get more than 1 subscription. You could have 2 basics, right? And 1 basic subscription can work the iron condor and 1 can work the wheel. But if you want to work them simultaneously, you need 2. If you're going to do 1 per week, you can trade back and forth. But I mean, this is, if you're going to get 50% off for having more than 1, so you're going to pay $9.50 for each of the two basics. So you're going to spend less than the $19 it costs for one of them if you just get two.
Yeah, it looks good.
When does the code end? That
It doesn't. It
okay.
doesn't.
All right, thanks.
No, PeakBot, we're hoping to have a longer term relationship.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it doesn't.
yeah. It was very interesting. Thanks.
I felt the same way.
So Arlissa, again, so if we're using this, then, and this is taking up, if this uses most of our collateral, then that we at this, and again, if we're doing two at the same time, we don't touch it, right? We just let it do its thing.
Right.
And we're not doing any other strategies while it's working, right?
That's up to you. I mean, because what I do, I mean, I have the wheel going, I have the triple Q iron condor, and I was still trading my SPX. I had the extra money to do that. But if you have the bot working with, for example, if you have the bot working with $1,000 and you only have $1,000, then you shouldn't do anything else, because then there's no money available for the bot or you to do whatever trades. So
yeah, I'm thinking if I have multiple accounts in TD Ameritrade, I guess that's my question, is if I touch some of the pot of money, is it going to mess me up in another?
Well, not really, because I mean, even if let's say you put a trade in for yourself and the bot tries to put a trade in and the money's not available, it just can't enter the trade. I mean, again, the bot's only using what's there. And so if it's not available, then the trade just gets rejected, like it would get rejected if you were trying to do it. If you were trying to do a trade that you didn't have the money for, you'll get that. Don't. You know, I'm sure all of us have heard that noise where you're trying to put something in and it says,
because I have a margin account and then I have a cash account. So I guess I wanted just to use the margin account, and I don't know if there's a way to select it. When you connect
the bot to your integration, it will connect to the account you select.
Or you could just use a special account just for the bot. And
if you want to connect to your margin, because I have a margin and a cash, and it connects to my margin account and not my cash account. So you can tell it what to connect to. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This will be great, I'm thinking, for you, Cynthia, because you're busy doing a lot of other stuff. If the bot can be doing some stuff for you, so
it is. I feel like this is going to be my lifeline, because it has been hell for me since school started, and I have not been able to trade because I do not have the time during the day to focus. I can't, and I feel sad about it because I really want to do it, but I just have no. I'll because then I'll be distracted trading, and that's not any use to me.
Exactly. This could give you an opportunity to be able to still do this while you're doing your thing. And for me, and I think about Saida and others of us who are, busy during the day, who have things away from the screens, but you still want to get some benefits and still utilize your capital. Yeah. Who else has questions? Well, I really wanted to share PeakBot with you all. They reached out to me. They found me on TikTok, believe it or not. And honestly, when he first reached out to me, I ignored them because some people just say stuff in the chats, and you just. So then he sent me a few more messages like, "Listen, I'm really trying to reach you." Like, he really was persistent. And I said, well, we can hop on a call and talk. And so after talking to Dylan and spending time talking to him, I was like, this really would be a good partner for what we already do in our organization. I did want it to be something that was very easy, very user-friendly. That's something that we already have a good understanding of. Those things are important to me, because I don't want this to be, anything that's more invasive to what we're already doing. I know I got a lot of us here are starting with smaller accounts that you're trying to grow, and you don't have a whole bunch of money, 10 and 15,000. That's not what you work with. Maybe if you had 10 or 15 and 20, 30K, you wouldn't necessarily be hanging out with me. But, I do have people, let me clarify that. Because there are people who are in this account who got plenty of money and they're trading, but because they like our strategy. So that's not everybody, but I know that a lot of people are those who are growing their accounts. And I wanted this to be something that could supplement that and not be like a takeover. I like the fact that the bot does not take over your account. It does exactly what you ask it to do. And this is not AI or something else. It's only working with what you tell it to work with. It's working with the stock you tell it, the strategy you tell it, and the money you tell it, and that's it. You still have complete control of everything inside your trading account. And anytime that you don't want it to do anything, you can pause it, you can turn it off, you can close the trade yourself. I mean, you have all the control. And now those things were important to me. So that's where we are with that. Okay. My computer still won't bring the Zoom screen up. Oh, maybe I got something now. Nope. I can see it, but I can't bring it to the screen where I can have any control. And my other monitor won't even come on. Don't know what's up with that. So, I didn't really have anything else for today. Don't forget our announcements though for this coming week. We've got Wednesday night. We're still got our weekly training on Wednesday nights. We're still leaning in on charting and the things that go along with charting. Next Saturday, we have Jamie and Cashflow 101. We'll be coming back next Saturday for that. That's always a good time. So we'll be here for next Saturday. And of course, we got our morning pre-market calls. We have those coming up and on Monday morning. Okay. Jamie, you got anything you want to add?
I think he hopped off.
I was going to say, is he still here? Okay, I can't see the message or chat or anything. I can't see anything. So,
Arlissa, is your monitor or computer Windows?
Yes.
Try Windows, the Windows symbol, Shift S. To
Okay.
make your monitor come on.
So hit the Windows.
The Windows symbol, Shift, and the S. All at the same time. All at the same time.
The Windows symbol, the Shift, and the S at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
See if that works. See if you hear a beep.
I didn't hear a beep.
Did it do anything?
Doesn't seem to. It opened up that chat, the window, the Shift.
And the S.
It's doing something. I don't know what. I can see. If I put my screen, if I pick up the little thumbnail at the bottom, I can see like Zoom wants to, but it won't come up to the full screen. It just is down there. I don't know. I need to maybe I'll disconnect this. Maybe it'll pop up like it's supposed to. Okay, maybe I might have some. Oh, look at there. I got the power. Okay. All righty, you all. It's been wonderful. I thank y'all for hanging out with me. I want y'all to enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. I'm glad you're some of the fresh faces. I'm glad y'all came and joined us for this. This is what we do every week. Every other week we do our community and our membership. We have pre-market calls during the week. For those who don't hang out with us all the time, I do training on Wednesday evenings. This week, I said we're working on charting. For sure, we've been on that for a couple of weeks. And then we do bi-monthly coaching. We trade our strategies together and we hang out together. I'm telling you, there is nothing better. This is the intangible. It's like when we're in situations like yesterday, where several of us lost yesterday because of the run up, but to know you're with people who, of course, know how you're feeling, and they're also there in spirit to say, woo, woo, woo. The community of it all is, I mean, it's unmatched. It is unmatched. This is like family to me. So reach out to me if you need to. Y'all can find me in all the places on social media, Educator the Trader, and you can always send me an email. I did put a resource out just recently today. I put out a resource it's a free 0DTE cheat code.com. You can go, I just put it in the chat. I think I've typed it right. Yeah. You can go
Alyssa,
grab that resource. Yes, ma'am.
Where's the sign up? How do I sign up to you?
How do you sign up for the membership?
Yeah. You
can go to bit.ly/ I'm putting it in the chat, E2T-membership. Okay. bit.ly / E2T-membership gets you in on our membership. It's $97 a month. Includes all the stuff I was just telling you about. And we just hang out together and trade together and grow together and learn together and all the good stuff. It's all the good stuff. I can't say enough good stuff about the membership. All righty. Anybody else? I see so many fresh faces and names. I love it. All righty, y'all have a good Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your day. All righty. And I look forward to seeing you. All righty. Don't forget to stay green and let's get this money. Let's get this money.
Thanks, Alyssa.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.